Bullying has existed since forever. It's one of the worst traits that you could ever find in a human. Bullies blame people for things that are actually out of their hands to change. Almost a big percent of teens and school students commit suicide because of getting bullied and abused. It might shock you to realize that adults as well could have the tendency to commit suicide because of bullying. Yes, it's true that the more we grow up, the more we care less about people's judgments and comments that may seem negative or humiliating. However, not every adult could easily get over it. Always reminding others of their shortcomings could break their hearts. Today's story is about Camille, who has lived all her life trying to cope until all of the pressures made her one step closer to committing suicide. Camille is diagnosed with Trimethylaminuria, which is a fish odor syndrome, FOS. This syndrome name defines itself accurately. Sadly, Camille has suffered from everybody's abuse since ever. She could remember every single time her colleagues made fun of her and criticized her smell that she was helpless about. This has been happening since play school all the way up until recently. Camille always felt ashamed of her smell and embarrassed when people commented on it. Her friends showed her no respect and she felt unworthy. How terrible. It all started in her first grade at school when her teacher punished her in the corner of the classroom because of how she smelled. She told her to shower more often and take care of her hygiene. Imagine a kid being told that. How hard it would be to act normal and take it easy. Of course, this incident affected her negatively, even though the teacher may have just wanted to give her advice, but she certainly shouldn't have punished her about that. Camille kept washing her body and scrubbing strongly to take off that smell, but it didn't work out even a bit, which frustrated her. FOS has a stubborn nature due to the presence of a chemical in the body known by trimethylamine, which can normally disappear from the skin, but with people who have FOS, it is a totally different story. They even can't smell their body's fishy odor, just like those around them. Camille was disappointed in everyone around her because they all kept pulling away from her because they couldn't stand her body odor, which she wasn't responsible for. For a girl especially, it is harder to cope with such situations. On the other hand, guys actually don't mind smelling stinky at all. They can deal with it anyway. Camille said kids would call me a freak. They would tell me I smelled like horse manure and dead fish. I apologize to you on their behalf, Camille. Growing up with FOS and having to handle people's rude comments and bullying, she tried to stay strong and give no attention to what people said about her. However, everything became much worse than she imagined when she became a teacher. The students in her class verbally abused her and harassed her for her smell. It was heartbreaking and painful for Camille to act as if nothing happened and kept on happening. She would cry a lot and feel worthless. Camille said that it was devastating to hear students refusing to get into the class because of its fishy smell and that they started giving her a nickname, Miss Fishy. Camille was hurt that she was shown no signs of respect or tolerance towards her. Everyone was harsh and cruel to her without her doing anything wrong. She said she would cry all the way home all the time. She never offended somebody or made them feel bad about themselves because she knew how a word could last in people's minds for a long time and impact their life. She just hoped someone could repay her kindness by minding their own business only. Camille is a successful, ambitious person who got her master's degree in education. She loved children dearly, but all she got was rejection and bullying. Therefore, she wanted to end her misery and suffering at any cost. She was literally on the verge of committing suicide when something popped right in front of her to give her the solution and make her forget about taking her own life. She browsed the internet about the fishy body odor, and she fortunately found solutions that people tried, and the smell was gone forever. Finally, she regained her hope and kept distracted from people's rudeness by seeking for a solution. She focused on the matter, and she even met people online, like Sandy, who shared her same problem, and she gave them all due respect and understanding. It was like a group therapy, and it helped her accept herself and become proud of whom she is. It comforted Camille to know that she wasn't the only one with FOS. Camille started changing her diet and some other important steps in order to reach the solution that she had been looking for. It is good to know that you're not alone. After all, there will always be thousands of people who share your same problem. All we need to learn is to stop hurting people with our words and actions. Don't stare at people. Just because they're different, it doesn't mean we have every right to alienate them.